Reggie Miller, NBA on TNT. Reg, what game do you have this week, Reg?
I am off this week, my friend.
Oh, all right, you earned it.
A little time off. I've been going straight, nonstop, all the way up to this point. So the good people at Turner said, you know what, Reg? You've been hitting it hard. We're going to give you a Thursday off.
What is must-see TV for you?
I would say The Walking Dead.
Okay.
I would say Billions. I'm in love with Bobby Axelrod.
Okay.
Love Billions. Shameless. And you can never go wrong with an everyday dosing of Judge Judy. I love my judge. I love Judge Judy. But for the fact. That's my favorite saying. But for the fact.
But what shows have you been in?
TV shows?
Yeah.
I was in, well, it's been a while since I've been in a show. Nothing current, because then I'll date myself.
Paulie, what do you have there for Reg?
Shockingly, we have his IMDb up. He was he crushed it.
What have I been in, Paulie?
Hanging with Mr. Cooper, 1994.
Okay, see, I'm dating. That's why I'm dating myself.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Forget Paris, 1995.
That was a movie, though.
Oh, so that was Billy Crystal.
Right.
Okay.
That was a movie.
And your role was to play Reggie Miller?
I mean, who better than to play Reggie Miller than Reggie Miller?
But Dan, in Hanging with Mr. Cooper, he stretched himself and played Reggie Wilson.
That's right.
Whoa.
My alter ego. And in fact, on that show, I'm going to give you a little bit of history. That's when Rodney Pete proposed to Holly Robinson Pete on that show, and I was a part of it, behind the scenes. See, just a little bit of history for you guys.
Mm-hmm. What else do you
have? A
have?
little bit of history.
What else, Paulie?
Hercules, 1998, he played Briareus.
What?
Reggie, this is on your IMDb. It's you voiced a TV show called Hercules.
Where is the residual check on that?
And then Arliss, you played Reggie Miller in 2002.
I did play Arliss. Yes, I was on Arliss. I do remember that.
And Thunderstruck, 2012.
Oh, that's it. Thunderstruck with KD, Marv, and Steve Kerr. We played ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thunderstruck. Killed it.
Straight to video.
All right, here's the question I had for you. You can have any Kentucky big man. You can have Karl Anthony Towns, DeMarcus Cousins, or Anthony Davis going forward.
Right now?
Right now.
Well, I would go with Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Right now. Followed by, Boogie. And then right on his heels, Karl Anthony.
That's a pretty good lineup there.
That's three quality, talented big men.
But to go 59-20.
Is that absurd or what? Seriously, it's so gaudy. Yeah, what'd you get last night? 59-20. I mean, that's old school numbers. That's video game numbers.
I think Chris Webber's the last to have numbers like that.
And that game was against us as well, my Pacers team. I believe it was a double overtime win for us, loss for C. Webb, but it was 51-26 in Arco.
But when do other guys notice somebody's having, like, did you know that C. Webb was having one of those nights?
In the moment, no. Come fourth quarter, yes, because they were funneling every ball through him, and we had a little answer. Jermaine O'Neal had a pretty good game. I believe Jermaine had 30-plus that game. But when a guy is putting up 51, it seems like the basket is so big. He was just, you know when a guy is in the zone. And that's the worst feeling, to be guarding that guy that's in the zone. Now, I've been tattooed a few times, but rarely are on the end of being tattooed when a guy is in the zone. Because I remember Ron Harper, when he was with the Clippers, entered the zone and tattooed me. I mean, it's those kind of games that I remember the most, more so than like Jordan getting 30-35. He wasn't in the zone with that 30-35. That's just Mike being Mike. But Ron Harper was in the zone where every time he touched the basketball and he was making some unbelievable shots. I got tattooed because he was in the zone.
How helpless is that?
There's nothing you can do. I mean, you ask for help, you want the double, triple team, and it's so embarrassing too because it's like Ron knew like some of the shots he was making. It's the patting on the butt going down. It's those kind of things that it kind of gets you going.
Oh, he's patting you on the rear end?
Patting me on the butt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not me patting him on the butt. It's like, hey, it's just one of those things.
I also I saw where Gary Payton tweeted that he could never play basketball in this soft era.
He would learn to adjust. You would just learn to it. It's different rules, people. And, for us old school guys, I consider myself an old school guy. But what do you think that, Jerry West and Oscar Robinson and Bill Russell are saying about today's game? I mean, you learn to adjust. You learn to adapt. And, GP was a very, very physical point guard at both ends of the floor, more so defensively. I mean, he really got after you, and he used a lot of hands. He wouldn't be able to get away with that because, you can't nowadays, but he would learn to adapt. He was very quick-footed, so he would learn to adjust his game, towards today's game. I will say this for him, too. Offensively, if he played in today's game, he would be all-world because people couldn't touch him as well, and he was unbelievable in that mid-post area.
Cavs had a big win yesterday, and by the way, blowout of Oklahoma City, but I don't know if it says more about Oklahoma City or Cleveland, Reg.
I would definitely say Cleveland because we talked about this on their first game back on Thursday, and it's usually around this time when LeBron James answers his phone, and it's that wake-up call. And he rallies everyone around him for the second half. Last year, I believe they went 23-7, may have had the first or second best record post-All-Star break. And it looks like it's going along those same lines here. I think he wants to create some separation from Toronto. But more importantly, I think Cleveland wants to, as a team, as a whole, start to get on the same page. Kevin Love is getting more aggressive in the offense. Tristan Thompson's becoming more involved. J.R. Smith. This team is starting to round out because now you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can focus in on your playoff positioning seed, even though Cleveland will probably end up the number one seed. But you're looking for, matchups. If we're to win the East, who do we match up best with? San Antonio, Golden State. You start to look at matchup, and you want to be playing your best right about this time.
I'm looking at the three guys who had 50-20 in the last 30 years. So Weber, Shaq went 61-23.
See, now, isn't that ridiculous? 61-23. What'd you have tonight, big fella? 5 blocks, 5 assists, and I was the most dominant big man ever. No one ever could have those type of numbers. Okay, don't kill me, Shaq. Shaq, don't kill me.
Wait. Was that Sylvester Stallone doing Shaq?
Yes, it was. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Reggie Miller, shut the hell up.
Yeah. Come on. Hey, Dad Badger, you know I'm the best big man ever.
Hi, what do you think?
Just throw the big fella the ball.
What do you think he weighs now?
Look, I have to see him on a recurring basis, and I do not. Shaq is the biggest human. Hold on, let me backtrack this.
Okay.
Because come All-Star Weekend in Toronto, I was a part of the Hall of Fame finalist, and I thought Shaq was the biggest human being ever. There's one that trumps him. Yao Ming is the biggest human being I may have ever seen in my life. And both of them on the stage at one time. Look, I can't believe the stage held all of us up there. Yao is so big. And I'm not talking about, fat. He's just tall and big. I can't believe these two dudes went at one another.
And Yao... I had unfinished business, though, because he had a pretty good run there.
He did.
And then he got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, but for him to be a global icon, because look, he opened another market in China.
Yeah.
He opened another market. And that's, to me, to be a global ambassador. On top of that, a hell of a player as well. I mean, to me, that's why I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Because he's a global ambassador.
I thought Mark Eaton was up there with one of the biggest guys.
I haven't seen Mark in a while. That would be a big human being a big human being as well. But look, I took a picture between Shaq and Yao. I'm sure Paulie could pull it up on my Instagram. I look like I'm 12 in between them. But it's ridiculous.
But doesn't it make you wonder about these guys who are 5'10" and going to the hoop? 5'11", 6 feet, and they're going against these guys. I mean, you're 6'7". These guys. I mean, how does Steve Nash do what he did?
Hey, quickness, smarts, intelligence not to go in there very often.
Paulie, do you have the picture of Reg?
Reggie looks like Webster.
Don't I? I look like a little kid. Look at that. I mean, yeah. Look, Shaq's hands, I mean, they're bigger than my head. So, like, when he puts his hands on my shoulders, hey, Reg, what's up? I feel like, yes, almost saying yes, sir, to him.
It looks like
almost that time.
They're bringing their child to school day. Look, we're bringing our little child here. Before I let you go, we need to know your policy on dancing at weddings. Should you be forced to dance at weddings?
As a guest?
Yes.
And do you know the bride and or groom?
Yeah.
Or are you invited? Like, does someone know the bride and groom and you're their plus one?
You know the bride and groom.
Yeah, you have to dance.
You have to dance.
You have to dance.
What if you don't like to dance?
Well, I mean, what is this? What's the movie with Ren? You don't like to dance? What's the movie?
Oh, Footloose?
Oh, what is this, Footloose? You don't like to dance? Come on, man. Who doesn't like to dance? Everyone has some type of rhythm. Now, some people might be off rhythm a lot, but everyone has some type of rhythm. I'm not a great dancer, but it's great to make a fool of yourself.
But I'm sort of like
especially at a wedding and you mix alcohol. Come on.
I'm like Matumbo, though, when I'm on the dance floor.
No, don't. Now, see, you're right. Some people should not dance. Whatever he was doing at All-Star Weekend, Dikembe, stop that. That was bad. He was trying to do the Nayday whip, and I don't know what that was.
But he could hurt his teammates as much as he could the opposition, right, when he played?
Here's the problem. When you dance at weddings or whatever, because it's the video 5-10 years later.
Yep.
Like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
See, in the age of YouTube and people like to rehash stuff, that's not cool. Now, if you could dance and be crazy and be offbeat and no one would ever see it again, that would be great. But, the bride and groom, oh, my God, let's pull out our wedding video, and then they send it to you 10 years later, and it ends up on YouTube. It's those kind of things that tick you off. I mean, there's pictures and video of me 10, 15, 20 years ago. I'm like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? What was I wearing? But at the time, in the moment, you thought you were doing the right thing.
What's the most famous wedding you've ever attended?
Most famous wedding I ever attended. Oh, my God. I would have to say Patrick Weitzel, who you and I both know very well.
Agent to the Stars.
Yes. And his lovely bride, Lauren, because, as you know, he reps Ben, Matt, and 3/4 of Hollywood, and all 3/4 of Hollywood were there.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, that was probably the most famous wedding. Not that Patrick's famous, but the people that were sprinkled in and dancing, I might add, were there.
Nice.
Yes. That was star-studded. That was almost like a Princess Di wedding, all those people that were there.
Damon or Affleck better dancer?
Damon, slightly. Those Boston guys, You saw Gronk how he was dancing.
No, Gronk can dance.
That's not dancing. That's acting a fool. That's acting a fool. That's not dancing. That's just playing to your audience, which is 20 to 30-year-old screaming single women. He's playing to his audience.
And well done, too.
Yes, indeed. I like his audience.
He's Reggie Miller. He's off this week, so leave him alone. Don't bother him.
Please. Theodore, you're the best.
Thanks, buddy.
That's as well.
Reggie Aloysius Miller, NBA on TNT.